Hello, everybody. I'm Paul Ryden. Those of us who have been in long-term relationships can often be heard saying, "Oh, I can't imagine what it would be like to be single and dating again. I'm so glad I'm not out there." And then, through any number of unfortunate circumstances, you do find yourself single again and jumping back into the dating pool, and it all seems like the deep end. Well, our guest, Camille Dunhill, discovered that dating isn't what it used to be, and she's written about it in her book, Musings of a Romance Addict. From Palm Beach, welcome, Camille. Glad to have you with us today.
Well, thank you, Paul. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, now this is not a memoir. This is a fictional tale. You've got an amazing story. It's a cautionary tale, really, for those who are looking for love and romance. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, my partner died a few years ago, and we had been together for a long time. And after he passed away, I kind of just was, I didn't have any direction for 2 years. So some of my friends said, look, go on a dating site, meet some people, get back into life again.
Yeah.
And it took me 2 years to really get up the nerve and the courage and the desire to try to find someone else to spend time with. And I went on a couple of dating sites, and that's where my adventure started. I was so naive because my partner and I had been together for so long that the dating scene changed from when I was dating. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's not the same as when I was 20. When I was 20, it was totally different. And now I don't know how people who don't know what to do are going to cope with this. It's very
Well,
strange.
then you found out. What did you find out?
Well, I my first encounter was with a gentleman who found me online, and he started to text me and call me and send me photos of where he was. He sent pictures of himself in Pennsylvania, and and he was so sweet and loving and kind, and I just needed that after being alone for a few years and missing what I had. So he starts this conversation, and he supposedly lives in Wellington, Florida. Well, that's like 5 minutes from where I live.
Yeah.
And he kept putting it off and putting it off, and I said, when can we meet for coffee? Can we meet for dinner? Can we meet, any place? Oh, I want to know you first before
Oh.
we meet. And I'm thinking, well, that's really strange, but okay, he must be a shy guy. And so this goes on until finally, and he's telling me he loves me. I'm thinking, how can you love somebody when you've never
Mhm.
met them? It's texts, phone calls,
Yeah.
and that's it. He said, oh, I'm madly in love with you, and I want to marry you. And I said, well, okay, the M word was not what I was going to looking for
Yeah.
at all. Okay, I did it once. I'm never going to do that again. So I thought, well, you're not really enticing me with the marriage proposal thing. So um, we finally were going to get together, and then he texted me, I'm sorry, I've got to go to South Africa on business.
Mm.
Well, okay. And I've told this story before. He calls me at 8 o'clock in the morning from Palm Beach Airport, supposedly,
Mm.
and says, I'm getting on the plane. I said, okay, safe trip. He calls me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and says, I'm here. I said, excuse me? How did you get to South Africa in 8 hours? It's a 20-hour flight. Well, we took a private plane.
Oh,
And
brother.
I don't care if you took the SST. There's no way you're going to get to South Africa from Palm Beach in 8 hours. Anyway, he really blew it when he started asking me for things. He supposedly got robbed in the
Yeah.
from the airport, and they took all his. And he started asking me for iPhone, an iPad, a telephone, and he said, "Yeah, I'll give you the address to where to send them." Now he was supposedly working on a $1 million
Yeah.
project in South Africa. And so that was the second mistake he made. The first was the M word marriage. The second was M word money.
Yeah.
There is no way I'm giving a total stranger or anybody those kind of things. That was thousands and thousands of dollars he was asking me to send him. So I'm not going to do that. So I said, look, you are in a multi-million dollar contract. Your employer is down there. Can't he you can he buy these things for you? Why are you asking me to send them to South Africa? Well, that blew the whole thing up, and that was the end of that. But that was like 10 days.
Yeah, but why did it take so long? How could you not see those red flags? Did you have
Well,
people telling you?
Well, my personal trainer, yeah, he said it's not real. These people are con artists. They have entire scripts, they have pictures, they have
Yeah.
all these things, and they find you online, and then they tell you these stories and be very loving and everything. And I was vulnerable. I mean, I
Yeah.
was looking for romance, and that's why I named the book Musings of a Romance
Yeah.
Addict. I wanted the romance. Anyway, that finally blew up. I told him. I never wanted to see or hear from him again, and if he had contacted me, I would report him. And then I started being very careful who I was going out with. If they had, reasons why they couldn't see me, or reasons why they were needed some money or equipment, I said, no, we're not doing this again.
Mhm. Well, how how can you convince other people that these scams are out there when somebody as intelligent as you can fall for that? How do you get people who are more naive uh, to realize that they're being preyed upon?
Apparently, this is going on all over the internet,
Well,
and
it
there.
has been for some time.
Yeah, and I didn't know about it in advance, and that's why I wanted to put this down in a book because if a woman it's happened to some of the men I was dating. I would date a man and I'd tell them my story, and they say, "Oh my God, I ran into a woman online, and she says she was in Italy, and she was stranded, and she wanted money, and the man sent her thousands of dollars having never met her."
Good.
So it's not just women. I mean, men are being conned by women con artists.
Mhm.
And, so what I did, there are ways you can check on this. I subscribe to a service where they do background checks on people. All you need is a name or a phone number or something, and they can do it for you. Um, but uh, I think it's people want to believe in love and romance. And
Right.
I don't care who you are. If you're a lonely woman or a lonely man, you are going to believe that someone out there cares for you. And
Yeah.
you'll overlook the fact that they're asking you for monetary things. You won't think about it. You'll think, oh, well, they're such a good, kind person. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's buyer beware.
Well, now it's the things that happened in your book, did you start making things up in light of that first experience, or did these things actually happen the rest of the book?
Well, everything in the book actually happened, and so I can't write about something I don't know
Yeah.
about. Some of the experiences were good, and I met some very nice people, and some of them were not so good. And my first experience after that Christopher Logan episode was with a man, and I'll call him Captain Jack. And he was very patient with me. He was a bachelor, and
Mhm.
that's the first thing. I do not want anyone who's, separated, maybe,
Right.
or married, definitely not.
Yeah.
But anyway, Captain Jack took me under his wing and started teaching me things I never knew were out there. And I'm not talking about bad things.
Mhm.
They were all very pleasurable episodes in my life. And I thought, whoa, this is really amazing because I didn't know anything about this. Lived a very vanilla life.
Mhm.
And to find somebody who showed me there are other things in the world and they can be pleasurable, I thought, well, this is great. So he was my mentor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, having experienced dating 21st century style online, have you gone back to the old fashioned way, getting set up by your friends or meeting somebody, somewhere? Have you changed your dating style now?
I wish I could say that my friends were willing to fix me up with people, but they're not. Uh,
Why?
I don't know. I've asked everyone I know, do you know a nice gentleman, a single gentleman who
Yeah.
you could refer to me? And no. anything I've gotten has come from the internet. So it's very difficult and time consuming to try to find something that's real.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Now, what do you hope readers get out of this book besides being entertained by the stories? Surely there must be something you want readers to get out of it.
Well, in almost every, and they're not really chapters, it's written like a diary. In almost every chapter of this book, I have some words of wisdom for the reader, and I
Mhm.
talk to the reader, and I say something to them. Now can you believe this? So I've got like little subtext going through it,
Yeah.
and hopefully they find it amusing. But I'm telling them all these things. They can do it, or they can not do it, but they need to be careful, especially the women.
Mhm.
I've just I did interview some women as I was writing the book to ask about their experiences, and I wrote that into the book as well. And I just think that women, especially, almost more than men, just want a romantic relationship. And we're all looking for love, and they just want to find it.
What's been the reaction of readers? Certainly, somebody has gotten back to you saying how it's affected them or their dating life, or
Well, I've gotten some very positive reactions to the book. Some people thought it was hysterical. Some people thought it was it was something that they never heard of. Again, I was very naive, and there are a lot of women out there who do not know what's out there in the world and the pitfalls you could fall into if you're not alert and vigilant. So yes, and everybody I spoke to thought one comment I got from a male friend of mine. He said, the book was great. I had to wear asbestos gloves to read it. It was so hot.
well, I guess that's a compliment.
Well, I guess so.
Now, you've written other books. You've written a children's book. You've written business books. You've got a successful public relations firm. So this writing, you write about what you know. You got anything else coming up?
Well, uh, when my book dropped, it was featured at the San Diego Book Fair, which is the first place it was
Mhm.
available. And one of the major publishers bought 7 copies of my book. And they got in touch with my publisher to get in touch with me. And they wanted me, they loved the book. They said everybody loved the book. They said it was like 50 Shades of Grey. And they wanted me to do a trilogy like 50 Shades of Grey. And they gave me these ridiculous deadlines, like 6 months to write the second book and 6 months more to write the third book.
Mhm.
And I thought it took me 2 years to write this book, and this was
Yeah.
real. How am I going to write a sequel? Because it was all redundant. There was nothing new I could add in version 2 or 3. So when I started writing the second book, the sequel, I just made it a prequel. And I went back to when I was younger in college
Mhm.
and how naive I was there and
Yeah.
the things that happened to me there. And it wasn't going anywhere. I just couldn't feel it. When I wrote the first book, I was like a kid in a candy store. I thought, this is great. Look at all the fun I'm having. And it's so meet all the people I'm meeting. And good or bad, it didn't make any difference. But I could not do the second book. So I'm working on it, but it's not coming the way as fast as they want it to come.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure out something. And good luck with the dating scene. I mean, are you still in the dating scene now?
Oh,
I'm sorry if
absolutely.
I.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm being careful, but yes, I'm still dating, and I've met some wonderful people. Some are just friends,
Mhm.
and we go out and do fun things together, the movies or dinner or something like that. And they're just platonic friends.
Yeah.
And but I still haven't found my Christian Grey, which throughout the whole book I'm looking for Christian Grey. And so I haven't found Christian Grey yet, but I'm still looking for him.
Well, yeah, I've been married for 45 years, coming up on 45 years, met my wife in church, and it was like sort of indifference at first sight, unfortunately. I mean, it was like she was nice and everything like that, but I thought she works at night, I work during the day. And next thing you know, I saw her singing one night and she was just blew me away. I thought, I've got to have that girl. I pursued her, met her in February, got married in July. So it's
Wow.
a weird story, but that's our story.
No, that's a beautiful story. I wish more people could have a story like that.
Oh, well, listen, hey, the name of the book is Musings of a Romance Addict. Well worth a read, and it's available on Amazon. And where else can they get it, Camille?
Amazon, it's also been distributed overseas, so it's available all over. And
Oh,
yeah, I was yeah, yes, it's all over the place. But go on Amazon. You can also Google Camille Dunhill and see where Musings of a Romance Addict are available.
excellent, excellent. Well, maybe you'll write it in a different language too. Who knows?
Yeah, well,
I'll give you something to work on.
yeah, right.
Hey, Camille, thanks so much for joining us today. It was really a pleasure talking with you.
Well, thank you, Paul. I've enjoyed talking to you as
All right.
well.
And thank you, folks, for spending a few minutes with us on the Global Book Network. I'm Paul Ryden. We'll see you next time.